TSPN's website at tspntv.com.
Join us here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning for Amador Live, a live look at Main Street and a cup of coffee.
You're watching TSPN, Amador County's local television network. And now back to Amador This Week's Out and About.
It's Saturday, April 27th, 1996, and with me is Howard Kirkland. We're at the Kirkland Ranch for the 9th annual, what do we call this?
Antique Truck Show and Barbecue.
Howard, it's nice to see you.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk about you before we talk about the event. What brought you here to Amador County, and how long have you lived here?
Well, I first came to Amador County in 1935, and that's for a visit. And then my uncle, Walt Steiner, he bought the Steiner Ranch in 1939, and I helped my two cousins move up here, who were both killed in World War II. And then I went back to Long Beach and went into the heavy construction and trucking business. And we would come up here occasionally for a vacation. And then my wife, my present wife, and I, we lived up here in Shenandoah Valley for 1 year in 1953. We fell in love with the valley, and of course we couldn't make any money up here, so we went back to Long Beach and decided if we ever made a nickel, we'd come back here and buy a place and retire up here. In 1960, this ranch was for sale, and we got lucky and we made 2 nickels, so we bought the ranch. And we fully retired in 1972, and we've been here in Shenandoah Valley ever since.
Okay, you've got children that took over your business in Southern California. You originally helped build some of the freeways down there, isn't that correct?
We worked on most all the freeways in Southern California, including the Dodger Stadium, the Castaic Reservoir, which is one of the largest dirt projects in Southern California, 45 million yards of dirt.
Wow.
And the larger freeways and subdivisions was mainly the kind of work we did.
Okay, great. All right, this event is the 9th annual. Let's tell the viewers what this is all about and why is it here at your ranch?
Well, being in construction and trucking all my life, naturally, I've been a collector of old trucks for many, many years. And we thought up here that it was such a beautiful setting that we could, well, we did join the American Truck Historical Society in 1983. And it's a very progressive club. It's the largest antique truck club in the world. We have over 20,000 members.
Whoa.
And this happens to be one of the chapters of the Central California, one of the larger chapters. So the wife and I decided here 10 years ago that it'd be nice if we had a little picnic or something out here. And well, this is what it's grown into.
Okay.
And it's one of the larger chapter antique truck shows in the United States.
Okay, how many people come to participate? Any idea?
Oh, I'm going to guess probably with the looky-loos in that 2,500.
Okay, and the afternoon after everybody gathers here, you have a big barbecue in the evening?
Yes, we have a barbecue that's put on by a caterer that's been doing it now for 7 years. And it's by paid reservations in advance. But we had so many requests this year that the caterers went out and bought 100 more steaks and chickens. So
great.
We're adding another 100. We'll probably feed in the neighborhood of 500 this afternoon.
The weather couldn't be better. Before we go and talk to the president and find out more about the club itself, let's talk about that beautiful yellow truck back there. Maybe Tom already showed it, but let's talk about your truck. That's your pride and joy.
Yeah, that's... I've had a little cold.
That's okay.
That's Old Yeller. And I restored that truck in 1984. And we pull a large travel trailer behind it. We usually haul another antique truck on the back of it. And we travel all over the United States with that truck, my wife and I. And we've been to New York with that thing 3 different times. We've been about 75,000 miles around the United States, showing it at antique truck shows all over the country.
Okay, all in all, what are your thoughts about an event like this going on in Amador County and all these people and their beautiful trucks coming to your ranch?
What do I think about
Yeah,
it?
what are your thoughts about it?
I think it's absolutely marvelous for Amador County. I don't know if you know or not, I was on the Board of Supervisors 20 years ago
I
here.
didn't know that,
I was
Mr.
very
Kirkland.
active in local government and that, and I love Amador County, but Amador County, as I'm sure you know, always can stand a shot in the arm. This brings the people here to see how great it is, to our local wineries. We fill up the motels, the restaurants, the service stations. In other words, they bring the green stuff in here, which we desperately need in Amador County.
Okay,
And I think it's just great. And the people, the joy of being out in the country, especially on a day like this.
A day like
you
this
can't beat it.
couldn't be better. Good to see you, Howard. Thanks for the invitation. We're going to talk to some more people and talk about their trucks and find out where they came from and find out more what's going on right here in the beautiful Shenandoah Valley. Thanks, Howard.
Thank you. Nice to see you folks.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Al Garcia, he is the president of the Central California chapter, and he is from Dixon, California. Nice to meet you, Al.
Thank you. Nice you could join our group today here.
Well, we're happy to be here. This is a beautiful event, a beautiful day. Couldn't be a better day for an event like this. Let's talk about the club, how many members you have, and where do you draw from?
Okay, Central California Club has approximately about 360 members at the present time, and we're generally into California. We go up to the Salinas area and then on up to basically Redding. We have 4 other chapters in California. This particular project was a joint venture between the Hayes Truck Museum and Woodland.
What project? This Nash record? Okay, tell us about this as Tom pans around. This is a 1949 Nash record. Tell me all about it. And it was a collaborative effort?
Yes, this truck was donated to the American Truck Historical Society, and it was their first donation truck, and it was stored at the Hayes Truck Museum in Woodland, California. When our volunteer program started to work on trucks at the Hayes Museum, they voted some money to restore this truck, and this is the 25th year anniversary of the American Truck Historical Society. So our chapter with private vendors have took on the project of restoring this truck and to celebrate the national 25th anniversary.
Oh, I see.
This truck will go on to different tours, and presently it's housed at the Hayes Truck Museum, which also has a display here today at this truck show in Plymouth.
Okay, what are the requirements to join a club like yours? Do you need to have an old truck, or can you just be a person that loves old trucks?
No, you don't have to have an old truck. You just have to love an old truck or enjoy getting out and meeting people. That's what this is about, and we are proud, and most of our members restore or just take care of trucks. Some of them are in the working condition. We don't judge in this organization. We just want to see the preservation of the history of the old American truck. And our younger generation can't really realize until they look at some of these cranks and no heat bags and all of that are not involved. This is just strictly first type old trucks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, if a person is interested in joining a club like yours, can you give a phone number or someone that they can contact to find out more about the club?
The different clubs have areas advertised. The National back in Birmingham, Alabama, if you look in the directories of the American Truck Historical Society, call them, write them a card, and where your area is, they will lead you to the nearest chapters.
Okay, I see. All right, well, what do you think about an event like this going on in beautiful Amador County and all these people coming up here and getting together? Is this kind of something that happens once a year, or do you get to see these other members of your club several times during the year?
Yes, we have about 11 events a year.
Oh.
This is our 9th year here at Plymouth at the Kirkland Ranch. The last 2 years we had some rain, but nevertheless everyone came out. We have a great turnout this year. We have a sold-out barbecue of close to 390 dinners. That will be happening about 5 tonight.
Okay, what are some of the other events that go on? What other cities in California?
We have events in the Gilroy area. There's a show in June. We also have some up at Sierra Nevada has an event, which is a chapter directly behind me, and we have others throughout the coast area.
Okay, great. All right, well, thank you so much for sharing with us, Al, and let's go talk to some more people and find out more about some of these trucks. Thanks. With me is Don Hayes, and we're inside a trailer that has some pictures of some antique trucks, and he is with the Hayes Antique Truck Museum, and we'll find out more about that because it's only about 18 miles from Sacramento. Tell us all about the museum.
That's right. The Hayes Antique Truck Museum is located in Woodland, just off of Interstate 5 at Road 102. They tell us we're the world's largest collection of antique trucks, or truck museum. We have about 200 trucks on display, about 120 different makes. And we're open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We have people come from all over the world to visit our museum, and as we are here today at Kirkland Ranch, we bring our little trailer up and some of our trucks to show at the truck show here.
Okay, you're open 7 days a week, so people that want to see some trucks after they see this air, they can come up there. Let's give a phone number that they can call and find out exactly what the hours and location.
Okay. Yeah, it's in Woodland. It's area 916-666-1044.
Okay, we're going to go on outside and show a wonderful truck that you restored for S&W and find out more about that. Come on, let's go outside. It's the 100-year anniversary of S&W, and this little truck, what kind of truck is this, Don?
It's a 1923 Chevrolet, which is a replica as close as we could get to this 1925 Federal Knight, which we have restored.
Okay, you have restored the one behind us. Tom, maybe you can get some shots of this. This is beautiful. It's immaculate. You guys are perfectionists, aren't you?
We try to be.
Okay, well, it certainly shows. Tell us what you do with this S&W truck, the big one.
Well, S&W is using this for their 100th year in business. They started in San Francisco in 1896. So we take it around to shows and things for the public to see for S&W. Okay. And we also promote our museum at the same time.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, I'm going to put this little truck down in a safe place. And Tom's panning around, but I want to share what's in your hand because these items are some of the things that you make to help people when they're ready to restore their trucks.
Yeah, with the old trucks, we have to sometimes do things that are that we don't necessarily buy out of a parts store. So we steam bend the wood, the oak, I have here in front of me, and make rings out of it, let it dry. Then we'll laminate 2 or 3 of these together and make steering wheels, of which I have a portion of here, where you can see where they're laminated together.
Maybe Tom can zoom in on that and you see the front of that.
And some are more elaborate than others with finger grips and everything on them. So.
Okay, so this is just one of the. What is there a special plant or a manufacturing outlet that does these unusual parts?
No, these are things you have to do by yourself. We have to decide how it's to be done. We make wooden wheels and things like that. These old trucks, you don't buy parts for them in the truck parts place.
Okay, suppose there's somebody out there that would like to invest some time and energy into restoring a truck and they've never done it before. Are there consultants? Are there people that just want to share their knowledge, their ideas, and some of their parts, or how does it all work?
Well, you can get some information from our people in the museum. There's a few books on the subject, but most of all, it's a networking with the American Truck Historical Society. There's over 19,000 members nationwide. We all get together and talk about our problems and our needs and what we are looking for. And amongst all of the people, we seem to be able to find what we need to restore these unique trucks.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Is there anything else you'd like to share about the museum and what you have to offer?
Well, we're looking for more volunteers. We're run entirely by volunteers, and anybody that's interested, we have people that drive 100 miles to work 1 day out of a month at the museum.
Okay, so let's give a phone number where they can contact you for more information if they'd like to be a volunteer or if they would like to just know more about trucks and the museum.
Call the museum in Woodland, area 916-666-1044.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing, Don.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more coverage from the Antique Truck Show at the Kirkland Ranch after this.
The agents at Prudential California Realty have served Amador County for as long as 20 years. Prudential California Realty is networked by computer with more than 120 offices and 3,000 agents in Northern California. Nationally, Prudential customers enjoy the benefits of relocation and referral services. Our goal is to make the process of buying or selling real estate as efficient and stress-free as possible. Imagine that. Call us today in Pioneer, Pine Grove, Plymouth, Jackson. We're Prudential California Realty, rock solid in real estate.
Formula V racing is fast and exciting. It's a safe adrenaline rush, racing these cars at speeds over 100 miles an hour.
We live safety on the track, and safety isn't only for driving. We need to keep our environment safe from used oil.
Racetracks like Sears Point and Laguna Seca provide recycling centers on site for us to use. Amador County has used oil recycling centers for you.
Join us in our recycling efforts. Take your used oil to a recycling center near you or call 1-800-CLEANUP.
When we race to win.
When we recycle, we all win.
Sponsored by Amador County and the Rural Counties Environmental Services, JPA, and funded by a grant from the California Integrated Waste Management Board.
Amador City is proud to present the Amador City Craft Fair 2003. Saturday and Sunday, April 26th and 27th, artists will be showing and selling from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Amador City, with its historic B&Bs, fine dining restaurants, and charming shops, is a picturesque backdrop for this outstanding juried event. Enjoy live music while you browse artwork, quilted crafts, home furnishings, and more. Don't miss the 7th annual Amador City Craft Fair, Saturday and Sunday, April 26th and 27th.
Martha Olson's Kitchen is a country store that features natural baking mixes that originated from our family's farm. Martha's pancake mixes are scrumptious with Maine maple syrup. Bake Martha's all-award-winning chocolate killer cake or her scone and bread mixes. You'll find natural and organic products, herbs and spices, gift baskets, coffees, and teas. Gourmet pastas and sauces, oils and vinegars, along with dipping plates and imported Italian pottery. All that and much more at Martha's, next to El Torro's restaurant.
Foothill Veterinary Clinic, the folks who care most next to you about your pet. Owned and operated by Dr. Allison Pillsbury, we offer small animal and equine medicine and surgical services, also including birds, exotics, and wildlife. We are available for emergencies anytime. For gentle, caring people anxious to help you with your pet's needs, call 223-3131. Foothill Veterinary Clinic is located at 125 Peak Street at the junction of Highways 49 and 88. Close, friendly, and personal. The people who care most next to you about your pet.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN. Our sports show and the game of the week will not be seen this week. And now back to Amador This Week's Out and About.
With me is Carl Kirkland, Howard's son, and we're inside a museum, but it's really a functioning garage, so to speak. Hi, Carl. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Let's talk about what this room entails, because it is actually a functioning garage, but there's antiques all over the place. Let's tell the viewers about it.
Well, we restore our vehicles in here. We just have been collecting this stuff, gosh, for, I don't know, probably about 15 years. The gas memorabilia and the toys and, I don't know, whatever we could kind of put on the walls to give it some character, and it makes it a lot more fun, you know, to restore and stuff. So.
I can imagine. A lot of stuff in here. What's the square footage of a room like this? Any idea?
I know it's 50 by 120. I don't know the square footage.
Well, that's what I meant. Just to kind of give a rough view of what it is. Lots of signs. What do? Go around and actually collect these, or do people donate them, or are you looking for stuff to buy?
Yeah, we go to a lot of swap meets, and you pick up stuff a little everywhere. You know, you just keep your eyes open, and people do donate to us and stuff. It's a lot of fun. That's part of the fun part, is finding the stuff and the stories behind it.
Okay, you actually have some cabinets along there with little trucks and antiques, toys all around here, but this is really a functioning garage.
Yes, yeah, it's hard to keep clean. You know, when you start sanding and painting and doing all that, we try to keep that down towards the end of the shop there, towards the north end, of doing all the really dirty stuff. But it's a full-time job.
All right, a lot of fun. Let's tell the viewers about yourself. You live in Southern California.
Yes, yeah, we have a water truck business, family-run business down there. We've been down there since the 58, and that kind of helps things up here, and my dad's been retired and living up here since 72.
Okay, tell us about your family. I saw two beautiful young boys. How old are the kids?
I have two boys. That's Kendall and Cody. They're 6 and almost 8.
Okay, so they're being brought up in this world of antique trucks. Do they have an interest in it yet?
Oh yes, yeah. They really like the little toys in the cabinets and stuff. I let them put them in the cabinets, and they really get a kick out of that.
And they certainly must admire Grandpa and all that he's doing.
Oh yes, yeah. They'll do just about anything to go for a ride in Grandpa's old truck or something.
Okay, what are your thoughts about an event like this going on in Amador County, here in your dad's hometown, bringing all these people up here and sharing what's going on?
It's really great because you get a lot of local participation too, and I know of some people. I went to high school here at Amador County High School.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
Yeah, I moved down south after I graduated high school, so and it's neat, you know, because some of the people I went to high school with and stuff are into old cars and stuff, and they show up here and everything. It's kind of neat.
It's home week.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, nice to talk to you, Carl. Thanks again for inviting us to come on down to this great event, and we're going to now go on outside and talk to the people about their trucks and what they've got to share. Thanks again.
Thank you.
With me is a gentleman from Yuba City. Hi, what's your name?
Lee Kinzer.
Why don't you tell us about this truck?
Well, I was looking for parts back in 1989, and I ran across a guy that had some old pictures of this old truck, and so I went ahead and started looking, you know, to try to find one of the sisters, and I found this one on a ranch. And so I've been working on almost 5 years now, and it's cost quite a bit of money, but it's just a hobby, and I wanted to try to see what one looked like, and so just taking a long time, and it's a 1938 Fagel.
Fagel, you call it?
Fagel, yeah, and I still got to finish it hopefully this fall, and it's before Peterbilt bought them out. Peterbilt started in 1939.
Okay.
And
right.
Still...
What do you do with the truck?
Well, I'm hoping to put it in a museum, you know, this fall when I finish it. You know, that's where it belongs, you know, so, and it's off-road. It's the off-road.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Can I ask what kind of work you do when you're not working on this car? Because I imagine this takes a lot of time to work on the truck.
I drive for Silla Brothers Logging.
Okay, so you drive a truck?
Yes.
So I always find it interesting that the gentlemen that kind of do something for a living, you still do this for play.
Well, yeah, just trying to preserve a few old trucks.
All right. If you could have another truck that you would like to purchase, have you ever thought of what else you'd like to have on a second truck? What would you be looking for if you could buy another truck?
Well, I've got a 57 381 off-road Peterbilt dump truck down the hill here that I've restored.
Okay.
And I'm going to probably maybe restore a low mount 48 Peterbilt log truck that is all original, but this one here is my, you know, priority is I have to finish it.
And again, what was this used for?
Logging, off-road logging.
Off-road logging. All right,
Yeah.
well, thank you so much for sharing. It's just beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. With me is Matthew and Johnny Stone from Pine Grove. Nice to see you out here.
Nice seeing you, Sue. Tom.
Thank you. So how are you doing? What do you think of all these trucks out here?
It's neat.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you first tell me about this truck of yours?
It's my dad's, and it's a 46 GMC.
And you helped restore it?
No, we bought it like the way it is.
Okay, Johnny, tell us about this beautiful truck.
Well, we bought it basically the way it is from a gentleman down in Fresno. He's a farmer whose town outgrew him, and he tinkers with these trucks down there and old tractors. And we talked with him for about a year trying to get him to sell it at our price, and we finally agreed on a price.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. It's a 1946 GMC.
Yes.
Okay, Tom's kind of panning around. Tell us about the truck. Did you have to do much to it, or did you actually just buy it as is?
We bought it pretty much as is. We've painted a little detail work on the back of it, and the interior of it we detailed out a little bit more. It's got a Chevrolet 235 6-cylinder 4-speed gearbox behind it, and other than that, everything else in it's all original equipment.
What was a truck like this used for?
They were basically used to haul smaller trailers around in cities close in where they couldn't get a large box truck.
Okay, behind over here, maybe if Tom can pan over that way and I'll stand over here. Now that's the same truck but a Chevy.
But a Chevrolet, yes ma'am.
But
yes.
Both General Motors.
Yes, yes. And this one over here, the Chevrolet, has just a couple inches longer wheelbase. We talked to the gentleman that owns it, and it's basically 99% stock also.
Okay. All right. Any other cars you have, and antique cars or trucks you have?
We don't have any anymore right now. We did have a lot of little small kids' pedal cars several years ago before the children were born, before they even had a class for them in car shows, that we took a second place at the 25th Oakland Roadster Show to tell you how far ago it was.
Wow. Why do you do this? Why did you buy a truck like this?
Enjoyment out of it. We took the historical plates off from it and put regular commercial plates on it because we plan on driving it on a daily basis.
Okay, Matthew, will you, what about putting it in the Italian Picnic Parade or any of the parades coming up?
I don't know. You have to ask Dad.
What do you think about doing that?
Yes, we're trying for the Italian Picnic Parade and also for our Iones Parade.
Good. Okay, well, that's this coming weekend.
Yes.
All right, well, good luck to you, and thank you for sharing. It's nice to see locals right out here at the truck show. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
With me is Dave from Dave's Auto Works in Pine Grove. Dave, it's nice to see you here.
Thank you.
Let's talk about this truck.
All right.
Tell me about it.
It's a 1936 Ford, 10.5, and it's all original. Has a flathead V8, and it's a 12-foot all oak bed with oak racks, clear finish oak.
How long have you owned it?
About 2 years.
Did you restore it a lot?
Yeah.
It's a lot of time involved to restore something like this, a lot of money and energy, but that's what you do for a living too, isn't it?
Right, and this one was just a labor of love. When I was a kid, I remember the old trucks on my uncle's farm, and so this sort of relives some of that memories to drive it.
Must have been some good times. What was this truck used for? It's a flatbed. What actually would have been hauled maybe back then?
This truck came out of Lodi. Apparently was used in the vineyards and on the farms in Lodi. And then before we got it, it sat in a barn for 10 years, and the barn fell down on the truck. So it was in pretty rough shape when we started.
Beautiful paint job. I take it you did that there at Dave's Auto Works.
Yeah, we did all the
work. Just beautiful. All right, Tom's kind of coming around here. What kind of engine do you have in there?
It's a flathead V8, 100 horsepower, and Jerry Berry of Jackson did the engine work for us.
Okay, now would that part of that engine be original or what?
Yeah, they were originally flatheads, and this is a little higher horsepower. They originally were 85. But it's a bored-out engine, so it's...
Suppose you got this and all that grill work in the front was smashed, and you had to get a new one. What would you do to restore that or get a new one?
Well, the grill work, this one was in pretty good shape, but if they're very bad, there's not a lot you can do with them, and they don't make those in reproduction, so you just have to search for, ones that are in good shape.
Is it steel underneath all that?
Yeah, it's a steel grill, right.
So you couldn't go to a foundry and say, make us something like this?
No, it's pressed out of it's stamped, out of with a die, and so some parts I'm able to, the upper hood pieces I bought new. There's a company in Turlock makes those, but this is I imagine a very expensive die, and it doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, now you have a historical vehicle plate on there. What's the difference? Because the Johnny I talked to has some new plates. What's the difference between a historical plate and a plate like?
Okay, this restricts the use of the truck to shows and pleasure driving, and I can't obviously use it for hire in any way, which I don't intend to anyhow. And then we don't have to pay any weight fees, and there's a discount on the license. It only costs me about $30 or $40 a year to license it.
Okay, all right.
So that's why.
Okay, let's walk over here. Come on, Tom, you can walk with us. Let's walk over here because you have another truck. This is a green Chevrolet. What year is that?
51.
And what a beautiful paint job. Another job from your place?
Actually, I bought this one in this way. We did a lot of the mechanical work on it and some of the detail painting underneath and the wheels. And then we installed a 350 Chevy V8 with a 4-barrel. And then it has power steering, which was an addition. They didn't have power steering in these vintage. And it has power brakes. And this one has a dump bed. And then I use this one to tow a trailer which hauls the 36 to the shows. Okay. Because this one will travel at highway speeds.
All right. There's a lot of pollen and dust out here, so I imagine if you wanted to keep it perfect out here for the day, it's
dust it all day long.
Yeah. And you're having too much fun. I can see that you were sharing with some of the other gentlemen and ladies here. What do you like being a part of this kind of an event like this?
Well, just because these are all really nice people, and I don't know, just enjoy the common interest of the trucks and enjoy the history. I like to listen to the old timers. Like the 36 was around before I was born, and to hear the old timers tell the stories of when they drove them as children and stuff. It's really fun. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Dave, for sharing with us. It's nice to see somebody from Pine Grove right here in Plymouth. Thanks.
Okay.
But don't go away. We'll be back with more of the Antique Truck Show from the Kirkland Ranch after these messages from our sponsors.
Jackson Rancheria Casino Hotel and Conference Center, where friendship is the largest jackpot. Run away to the islands every Thursday night at Jackson Rancheria's Raging River Restaurant. With a new island buffet offers tropical soup, salads, entrees, and desserts. Try the island buffet in April and you could win a trip to Hawaii or other tropical prizes.
Buffets are wonderful. Gotta try them. They're better than anywhere else I've ever been.
Jackson Rancheria, where friendship is the largest jackpot.
Castle Park Manufactured Housing Community is one of the fastest growing communities in Ione, California. Located at 1400 West Marlette, this community boasts a fantastic clubhouse with amenities like a fireplace, kitchen, pool table, library, swimming pool, basketball, volleyball courts, and a nice play area for the children. Community located near schools, stores, and restaurants, yet keeps the small hometown feel. If this sounds like the place for you, then please give us a call at 209-223-2928 and talk with a Pleasant Home consultant.
When the power goes out, who do you turn to? Propane. Clean, efficient, exceptional energy. Visit usepropane.com.
Camps is your local propane provider. Call 296-5544.
All right, listen up. First platoon will camp here. Second platoon will occupy their food supply. Let's move out. Yes, sir. Ants and roaches are their bugs. Bees and ticks and lovely slugs. Termites chomping on the wood. Walls and ceilings taste so good. Sound off. 1, 2, 3.
One call stops them in their tracks.
Extreme!
Dial 1-800-EXTERMINATE for local professional pest control. Safeguard Pest Control. The experienced professionals of the Motherlode. Call 1-800-EXTERMINATE today.
So you're particular. You want shade when you need it, and sun when you want it. Amador Fireside Center now has more than just awnings. They have the elegant, versatile, durable, and economical Sun Air retractable awnings. These manual or motorized awnings are custom made for any size patio or deck. Choose from an array of colors and hundreds of styles. Protect your family and friends from the sun's harmful rays. And right now, Amador Fireside Center will install free. Give Amador Fireside Center a call to enjoy your patio instead of avoiding it.
The Bank of Amador is your local bank. They specialize in construction and local business loans with 3 convenient locations, Jackson, Buckhorn, and Ione. Financially strong with local convenience. The Bank of Amador, member FDIC, an equal opportunity lender. The Bank of Amador, local people helping local people. Visit TSPN's website at tspntv.com.
Join us here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning for Amador Live. A live look at Main Street and a cup of coffee.
You're watching TSPN, Amador County's local television network. And now back to Amador This Week's Out and About.
With me is Brian Lynch in front of his 51 Ford. Hi, Brian.
How you doing, hon?
Where are you from?
Fiddletown.
I read that. That's right. You're a local boy.
Fiddletown.
You're just from around the corner.
Been here all my life.
You have?
Yeah.
Wow.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. What kind of work have you done through the years?
Tractors most of the time. Tractors and drive truck.
Okay.
Most of the time tractor.
Drive truck. What do you mean by that?
Logging truck.
Okay, logging truck.
Yeah.
Okay, so born and raised.
Trucks once in a while, and most of the time bulldozer.
Okay, so this truck was new at one time when you were running around?
This truck it belonged to a fellow that was way up in the ATHS, in the American Truck Society, and he died a couple of years ago, and I bought it from his widow over in Mariposa.
Okay.
It's a 1951 Ford F3. It's a 1-ton, and it's all rebuilt. Engine, everything is all redone in it.
Okay.
And it's a good driving old truck.
And you still drive it around?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
so it does not have the historical plate, so that means you can haul in it, you can hire it, or
I can,
whatever
but
you
my
want.
old Model T truck, it's down on the other end down there.
Okay,
and
tell
I
me
put
about that
historical plates on it because the state of California went from $36 last year to $93 this year.
Oh,
And on the regular license, and I wasn't going to even license it.
Okay.
And I finally fought and fumed and got things straightened out with the motor vehicles, and I got the historical plates on it. $25 a year.
That's a big difference. That's like $75.
It's a lot of difference.
It is a lot of difference.
But this thing was 62 last year, and it went to 92 this year. But I licensed this, keep the regular license on it, so if I want to go fishing or something, I can. Yeah.
So what do you drive when you're not driving one of these?
I've got a regular pickup at home.
Regular pickup.
Four-wheel drive
Is it
pickup.
a Ford?
Yeah.
So are you a Ford man?
Well, I guess you'd say that, yeah.
Okay, all right. Always been and always will be?
Well, I presume till the day I die, I'll probably have one around somewhere.
Okay, you're from Fiddletown, right down the road. This is a lovely setting here in Amador County. What do you've been here your whole life. Can I ask you, what do you think about life here when you talk to other people and they tell you about their lives in other areas? What do you think about your life here in Fiddletown?
Amador County was real nice at one time, but now there's so many people moving in, so many subdivisions and everything else. Why, I don't even know half the people in Fiddletown. I was born there.
Wow. If you had a wish that could be granted to you about changing something here in Amador County, what would it be?
I wish you'd go back 40 years.
40 years?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, nice to meet you. Man from Fiddletown, Brian Lynch. Thank you so much. A Ford man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Model T's down on the other end.
Okay. With me is Terry Fortier with a 1947 Ford. Hi, Terry. Where are you from? Fresno?
Fresno, California.
Okay, tell me about this truck. It's a water truck.
No, it's an oil tanker. They have the reels. This is what they delivered, fuel and kerosene and oil to the service stations and some home deliveries and farm deliveries during the war years and after the war. It's 47. So
okay, it's a recent
acquisition for me, yes.
So tell me about it.
Well, this truck was owned by Smith Tank Lines, which is on the door out of Fresno. And the owner, who recently passed away, gave me this truck, and in return, well, it wasn't in this shape. In return, my promise to him was to restore it as he had it when he operated it as Smith Tank Lines in Fresno. So this is the finished product, and this is our second show.
He would be very proud, I'm sure. This is beautiful. It's immaculate. How long did it take you to get it to this point?
About a year and a half.
A lot of money, a lot of time?
Oh, yeah, a lot of both.
A lot of both. What is a truck like this worth now that it's finished and in perfect condition like it is?
Oh, I'd hesitate to say probably from $12,000 to $17,000.
That's it? That doesn't seem like that much.
I mean, I'd take more for it if someone said that.
Any buyers? His phone number is?
No.
No, you're not going to sell it. This has been handed down to you, so it'll be probably in your family for many years.
Yeah, well, we have a truck museum in Fresno, and
you do? Well, tell me about your truck museum.
Well, we have about 12 trucks, restored trucks, but mostly it's memorabilia from trucking companies that operated in the western United States from about 1935 until present. We have a lot of the porcelain signs and the belt buckles and the safety awards, about 30 cases, glass cases of that stuff, and pictures and historical memorabilia.
Why do you do this, and how long have you been doing this sort of thing?
Well, I'm second and third generation in the trucking business myself, and I own a trucking company, and my father and my grandfather were in transportation, so it's what I'm into. It's what I like to do.
What do you think about these other trucks that are here and what the other gentlemen share with you, the history of how they acquired their trucks and what they've put into it, time and energy? Is that something you sit and talk about? What do you talk about with these other truckers?
Well, that's the beauty of coming to the shows. It's the trucks are one thing, talking to the people are the other, and we swap stories. They want to know about each other's trucks and what history. We've got some engines on display out there that we run, and it's just kind of a getting together and showing off our hard work and appreciating each other's trophies.
And they certainly are trophies. If somebody would like to know more about your museum or see it, is it a private museum or is it somebody people can call by appointment and see it?
It's private. They can come down to Fresno. We own Commercial Transfer Incorporated, and that's where it is. It's in that office. And they can call us through the phone book there. It's Commercial Transfer Incorporated.
Commercial Transfer Incorporated. That's been your family business for years.
Right, and they can ask for me.
And, all right, what kind of things do you transfer? Just all kinds of...
Oh, yeah. We have dry bulk tankers, and we have flatbeds and vans. And
all right, great. All right, anything else you'd like to share about this business of fun of antique trucks?
No, I just hope everybody doesn't cut things up and throw them away. There's always one of us who'll take it off their hands and give them more than scrap for it. So
that's right.
Save that old truck.
Save that old truck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Terry, for sharing with us. With me is George Diamantine, and he is from the Hayward area. Hi, George. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you. Let's move over here, and maybe Tom can get a better shot of your truck. It's a Peterbilt. What year is it?
1946.
Tell me about it. How long have you had it, and what have you done to it?
Well, we've had it since new. My uncle and my father bought it new in 1946. It ran in their fleet, and then at that time it was probably retired in 1958. Where it sat for 30 years before it was given to me.
So your family's been in the trucking business?
They were in the trucking business up till about the middle 50s sometime.
Okay, and your interest in it is just because it was given to you and it's kind of an heirloom?
Exactly, and we've always had a soft spot in our heart for this truck. And as I say, it sat for 30 years, at which point we took it apart and restored it back to original and put the original logo on it. And
Is your family still in trucking?
no, the
Okay.
family's no longer in the trucking.
What kind of work do you do now?
I own a hardware store, Hayward Ace Hardware in Hayward.
all right.
And
So does this sit outside, or do you use it for parades in your hometown and that sort of thing?
promotional events, a lot of truck shows. We've had it, Peterbilt has used it for some of their retirement gatherings, and so we keep it locked up, stored up. My brother has a lumber yard.
Okay.
And so we keep it locked up there. So.
All right, speaking of lumber, this is a logging, it was used for logging.
Logging model. This has the straight fenders instead of the teardrop fenders. The everything is extra heavy duty. It has the brush guard. It has oversized brakes. It has no brakes in the front axle. That's where the loggers were. Didn't have any front brakes. So it's designed for the heavy duty loads.
You have any other vehicles besides this one?
Well, yes, I do. I have a Model A Roadster pickup, and I have a '54 Buick, and my son and I have been into that and old engines for many years.
Okay, so this is a family thing. You and your son share in the restoration?
Yes, and my brother has a 1944 Sterling, which matches this color, and so he and I have been very active in the club, in the historical club.
Have you learned anything new here today, talking to the other guys about their trucks and what they do and how they fixed them up and stuff?
Absolutely.
Share with me something you've learned here today.
Well, we're looking for a certain part, and so this fella, we're looking for a rear drop manifold, very difficult to find. It was an early piece that makes this muffler sound a little bit better. So we have located one through a fellow who is here today. He says, I know where one is and I can get it for you. Another fellow is looking for a part I happen to have stored. And so I says, yeah, if you need a part, I'll give it to you. If you need it, no problem. So it's nice to kind of network with the guys in the club. You can find out things, and also you can help other people. So that's what we like to do.
All right, great. And I'm looking for a little water truck for my brother down south. He has a little ranch. Anybody know of one? Old, new? Just give me a call, 296-3696. That's kind of how you do it, huh? You tell people, you network, you let them know what you're looking for, and that sort of thing. And if you know of a little water truck down in Southern California, my brother needs it. I'll give you our phone number. Nice to meet you. Thank you, George.
Nice talking to you. Thank you.
With me is Richard Diamantine, George's brother. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Sue.
Thank you. Let's talk about this truck. You take a lot of pride in this, and you say it runs great.
It's a great running truck. I purchased it from Ron Kelly, who was originally a Peterbilt man. He was the chief mechanic of Peterbilt in Newark, and it was previously built for hack transportation. When hack retired, Ron took it over and started hauling bottom dumps with it and made a pretty good living. He had a nice fleet, did good care of his equipment.
What's a bottom dump?
Gravel and sand.
Oh, okay, okay.
I rescued it about 2 years ago in Union City after he passed away, and I was about to stretch it and make it a 3-axle and use it for lumber roll-off because I'm with Hayward Building Supply. And one of my suppliers found out about it and ended up selling me his truck, which is already equipped and ready to go. So, don't have much use for it as a lumber truck, so
Oh, you've got it for sale. I see.
There is that thought, but it does now have the historical plate, so it's not doing any heavy hauling or running or anything like that. But I wouldn't hesitate to drive this truck cross-country.
Okay, so you've got this listed for sale. How much are you selling it for, can I ask?
I'd love to get $6,500 for it.
$6,500. That's a lot of truck for that money.
Yes, it is. I've had a number of people come up to me and recognize the truck being a hack or Ron Kelly truck right away that have really liked it, and I've got several offers pending. So.
Huh, pretty good. Okay, this is a 1966. Right. It has to be what? In order to be a historical truck, it has to be what? A 70, a 71?
71, 25 years old.
25 years old, and then you can pay less for the annual fee.
Plates.
Is that what it is?
Right.
Okay. All right, so again, this truck is for sale for $6,500. If you don't sell it here, can we give your phone number in case one of our 18,500 viewers might be interested in buying it? Do you want to give your phone number?
Well, it's not exactly a 1-800 number, but it's area code 510-482-5507.
Well, you never know. We could sell that truck for you.
I am the dealerist.
Nice to meet you. Thank you, Richard. With me is a local guy from Jackson. This is Dennis Tollett. Hi, Dennis. Nice to see you out here.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Let's talk about this Sterling. It isn't yours. You were just walking around. You have a story to tell, but basically this is a 1940 Sterling. What was this truck used for?
It hauled on the highway. Years ago, trucks of this type didn't have the things that they have today, the modern conveniences, brakes, and the different kind of things. And I was explaining back here about the chain drive setup.
Okay, we're going to swing on back there. Interesting. This is how you actually work on the engine in these.
Right. It's a butterfly
these
hood.
little doors. I don't want to touch it.
It lifts up, and these in the summertime would let the heat out.
Oh.
You'd open it up, these trucks, it gets so hot you could fry an egg literally on the floorboard when you were driving it.
Okay.
So they'd open these things in the summertime and let some of the heat out so it wouldn't come inside the cab. Try to keep the driver a little cooler, because there was no such thing back then as air conditioning or, you know, any of the conveniences that they have now.
Interesting. Okay, well, maybe we'll see the owner. Are you the owner, sir, of this? We'll talk to you then. You look like the owner. He's doing good, but we're going to get you too. This is interesting. You were telling a lady right before us.
Chain drive. Back years ago, they didn't have rear ends and stuff like they have in the modern trucks. So they were driven by chains, and you had to keep the chains lubricated and oiled, and if you didn't have a cover on them, the back of the cab would get all blacktopped from the chains and from the grease going around and around, and the chains would get loose and they would wear, and like nowadays, you probably get, you know, 300,000 or 400,000 miles out of a rear end that's in a truck. In 10,000 miles, these things would eat themselves up, and so you had to keep them oiled all the time. You had to keep the maintenance up on them.
And
you
the
had to
oil
make
would
sure
shoot
the
up? The oil would just...
This is a little oiler right here, and it had a tank, and going down the highway, it had pressure in it, and the oil would drip down automatically onto the chain and keep it lubricated. And when a truck would stop, you'd know that it had chain drive, because the whole back of the cab would just be covered with oil.
Huh. Now, you've been a trucker before, too.
Yeah, I had a logging truck for 10 years, hauled into American Forest Products, and then I drove for American Forest Products for a long time in Anderson Logging.
All right, so is that why you're here? Because you just have a love of trucking?
Yeah, I have a love of trucking, and I have a friend, Leonard Williams, and he has a couple of old trucks. That number 12 right there, the red Kenworth, is one, and he has the brown Peterbilt over here. And I'm a kind of his mechanic, and I help him work on them, and we bring them to shows, and we just enjoy trucks.
Okay, great. All right, well, nice to talk to you. I know your family, the Tollets from the Ione area.
Right.
All right, good. This is your cousin. Now we're going to meet the gentleman who owns this truck, and this is Archie Crippen?
Right.
Okay, this is Archie from Fresno. Thank you for talking to us. I'm going to get on this side. And can you share with us how long you've owned the truck and where you got it and a little about it?
About 5 years. I found it in a scrapyard in Stockton.
A scrapyard in Stockton?
Yeah, there was no doors. It was just ready to lay down. It had laid down. The one nice thing, did he explain to you about the wood in the frame?
No, tell me about that.
All right. Sterling had a light steel frame, and they used 2-inch oak insert in the frame. That gives them strength, flexibility, plus lightness, see? And that's why all Sterling trucks has an oak frame.
Okay.
Now, see this one here, how it's curved around? And that's a secret.
Oh, come on. Nobody's watching. Tell me. What do you mean? What do you mean that's a secret?
How to bend this oak, get this oak.
Oh, they wet it or something?
No.
Oh.
But it's in there. How's that?
It's in there. That's it. Okay. This is a secret. This is a secret, and that's okay.
Like he said, your oilers. This one oils the inside chain here.
Does it automatically, or did you have to flip a switch inside or something?
No, on this one here, there was no switch. This one here was, let me get out of here. Here's your oil tank.
Oh.
And you have your valves. Like he said, you had to shut them off. We don't use that because we'd have oil all over. We just spray the chains with a liquid spray because we don't go very little with it. Otherwise, the oil would be messing up everything.
Okay, tell me about this engine. This looks like it's an original.
It is. It's a Waukesha, 140 Waukesha.
Whoa.
You will not believe this, but this truck sat for 18 years. And I had it 3 years, and it sat in a junkyard down here in Stockton for 15. We never did anything but change the plugs, points, and condenser.
Fired it up.
Fired it up, and it runs, and it still runs.
Oh, wow.
Just for the fun, I'll show you I'm not lying, I think.
He thinks. He's not lying, he thinks. I like that.
Let me see where...
Do you see those pedals, Tom, in there?
Yes. This is Sterling. Sterling always had these.
Oh, it runs like, oh, it's fabulous.
You can leave it set for 3 months.
Huh.
and go out and that's it.
That's great. Tell me about this before we say goodbye. What's this right here?
That's your hand signal.
Oh, that's an original too. I like that. Now, is that right or left or?
There's a right turn,
Uh-huh.
left turn,
Caution or
stop.
stop. All right.
See, this is all original stuff. That's one thing the old beast had was,
Does it have to be running to toot the horn?
yeah, I got to get some air pressure.
Well, that's okay. That's all right, Archie. Okay, well, thank you, Archie. And
cab is a wood cab.
Mm-hmm.
It's made out of ash.
Oh, it is wood.
Mm-hmm. And the tin is nailed on. See the little nails?
Uh-huh. Wow.
And we've completely rebuilt the cab.
All right.
Every piece of the board in it is brand new.
Okay, so it's all wood, huh?
And,
Very nice. A lot of pride in this. All right, Archie, thank you so much.
Okay.
And again, this is a 1940 Peterbilt. No,
Sterling,
it's a
Sterling.
No more Sterlings on the road, I take it.
Oh, no.
Except these.
1953, White had bought them out, and Sterling White, they shut down in 53.
Okay. All right.
And that was the end of them.
Okay.
I have 7 of them.
Oh, my. We did get the right guy to talk to.
I'm crazy.
Thank you. You are fun. Thanks.
Like a rock, that's Chevy trucks. Professional grade, that's GMC. And you'll find them both at Prospect Motors in Jackson. You'll also find 0% financing for up to 60 months. That's right, 0% financing on all half-ton Silverado and Sierra regular cab, extended cab, 2- and 4-wheel drive pickups. Now come take your pick. $2,500 cash back or 0% financing for 60 months.
A family dealership that treats you like family.
It's 3:30. We're gonna be late.
Grandpa, it's storming outside.
Button it. What are you doing? Take the shotgun.
It's starting to hail. Maybe we should turn around.
Let's keep moving. Oh, yes. It's bingo tonight, people.
Making it to bingo. On the wings of
Your
Goodyear.
local Goodyear dealer is Jackson Tire, 801 South Highway 49 in Jackson.
American Legion Ambulance Service has been serving Amador County since 1929. We have been selling ambulance tickets for over 60 years. If the program didn't have value, we would have discontinued it years ago. Reimbursement or payer sources, including Medicare, have fallen far behind actual costs. This program is a necessity for seniors on Medicare, families, and people with pre-existing medical conditions. Please see our ad in the Ledger Dispatch or call me, Al Lennox, at 267-0268. Thank you.
Take some of the work out of those big cleanup jobs. Call ACES today, and they will deliver and pick up either the 3-yard porta-bin or, for those bigger jobs, the 20-yard debris box. It's easy. Call ACES at 296-2237. ACES Waste Services, your residential and commercial waste collection and recycling leader.
Muffy! 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 I found it! Not Muffy.
Need hot water? Propane water heaters heat water twice as fast as electric ones, so you can get all the hot water you need, efficiently and affordably. Propane. Clean, efficient, exceptional energy. See what you can save with the energy savings calculator at usepropane.com.
Muffy? Camps is your local propane provider. Call 296-5544. Visit TSPN's website at tspntv.com.
Join us here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning for Amador Live. A live look at Main Street and a cup of coffee.
You're watching TSPN, Amador County's local television network. And now back to Amador This Week's Out and About.
With me is Stan Ollis from Fresno. Hi, Stan. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Tell me about this Peterbilt. It's a 1954.
Yeah, it's 54 Pete and 55 Trailmobile vans, 20-foot doubles.
And what do you do with this? This is your business, I take it, because on the side of the flaps and the side of the truck, it's got your name on it.
Yeah, I'm in trucking and a little bit of farming, and mainly ag commodities, run grapes, manure, side dump work, and flatbed and vans.
Okay, now this is an aluminum, these trailers are aluminum because they are very shiny, and it looks like a lot of work to keep up, are they?
Yeah, they're aluminum. They're all original. It's just I spent probably 1,000 hours in polishing them this last winter.
The trailer, those are called trailers,
Yeah.
correct? Those are all original, just the way they are.
Yeah, that's original skins and everything, and nothing's been replaced on them as far as skinning or anything.
How long have you actually owned the truck?
Oh, I've had it probably about 8 years, right at 8 years.
And how did you acquire it? Did somebody give it to you? Did you buy it? How'd you find it?
Oh, I bought it off the neighbor. He had it for quite a few years.
So it's kind of been in your life because you've seen it around for quite a few years.
Yes, I'm third owner on it.
Okay. Is it something you're going to keep in your family and keep it forever, or is it something you're maybe going to use and then try to market and sell it?
No, we don't market something with this much work in it.
Okay, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes.
All right. Do you have any other trucks besides this one, or is this?
This is the only antique that I have right now finished. I got another one I'm working on, a 46.
All right. Before you came to this show, did you need to go around and buff it all up? And what do you actually use to keep that all shiny like that?
Oh, I use that jeweler's rouge and a lot of buffing wheels.
Okay, so you actually go around that yourself and buff it up?
Yes, it'll take probably once a year to go over it, you know.
All right, you have family here. I noticed your wife was here. Do you have kids? Tell me about how this is kind of a family activity coming out here to Kirkland Ranch.
Yeah, my wife's here with me this weekend. Usually my boy comes, and I got a couple of daughters. One had to stay home to kind of take care of things at home, too.
Are they interested in this sort of thing, too, the antique truck and taking care of Dad's old truck here?
Yeah, they all pitch in real well.
Good. All right. Anything else you'd like to add about this event that's going on here for the Historical Truck Society?
No, not really. It's just a lot of old trucks and a lot of people to talk to.
Do you enjoy talking to the other people and you find out things all the time?
Oh, yeah, that's what it's all about, finding out why this is like that and this one's like this and not like the other one, you know. So it's...
All right, if there's any truck here that we can see along this route, along this little row here, maybe Tom can pan around, besides yours, which other truck would you like to have? Of all these right here in this little row right here.
Oh, this row?
Yeah.
You got me limited down, too narrow here.
Oh, you mean there's something
I like
else?
that red one up there.
Which one? That right there? Is that
Yeah,
something you'd like?
one.
Okay, Tom can pan up there. And that's one that you'd like. What is that?
That's a 47 low mount. That's a pretty clean little truck.
And why do you like that?
I just like Peterbilt's, and you know, it's the style before this one. I've got one I'm building like that at home now, and it's the style before this truck.
All right. Well, here comes another one up the hill. Well, lots of people having a good time right here. Thank you so much for sharing with us, and enjoy your truck, and enjoy all that buffing, because I'm sure it takes an awful lot. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Thank you. With me is Terry Klensky from the Fontana area.
Right. Actually, our company is located in Fontana, California. It's called Dalton Trucking, and we are in the trucking business, as the name would imply. We are in the bulk transportation and low bed and flatbed business. We haul just about anything you can put in a dump truck or on a flatbed or on a low bed.
How many trucks in your fleet?
We have 180 working trucks.
180 working trucks? Wow, that's a lot.
Yes, in addition, we also have mining equipment, dozers and loaders, and processing plants.
Interesting. We've got some mining going on in Amador County. Maybe you'll send us a bid, and maybe you can come up here and do some work and just, you know, show your cars like that. Who knows what'll happen. Anyways, Terry, let's talk about this car here. You've got 3 trucks here. They're all the same color. You obviously like green.
Well, actually, I bought the company as a hobby in 1977, and the 3 trucks that I bought were all painted green. So I, at the time, didn't have enough money to change to blue, which I liked better, and I also didn't have the credit set up to run under my own name. So the company I bought had an existing name and an existing color, and I adopted it, and it's been probably a prudent choice.
Okay, tell us about this truck here.
Okay, this is a 1948 auto car. It was originally purchased as a 3-axle. It's displayed here today as a 2-axle because the original buyer, a fellow named V.P. Hunt from Redlands, California, used it as a tanker. It had a about 4,000-gallon gasoline tank on it, and he pulled a pull trailer, and he worked for the General Petroleum Company, which is now Mobil. In 1953, he got in an argument with General Petroleum. They fired him. You should never get in arguments with your customer. And at that time, he converted it to a 2-axle tractor like you see it today. And then for the next 5 years of its life, it pulled cement trailers up to the atomic energy test sites in southern Nevada, where we were testing atomic bombs at the time. It's got 200 horsepower Cummins.
200 horsepower
Cummins engine and a 5-speed main and a 3-speed auxiliary transmission.
And you drove one of these up here?
Yes, I drove the truck next to it, which is a 53 Kenworth. In 1953, this was literally the Cadillac of the industry. It's got a 24-foot bed on it. It's powered by a 300 horsepower supercharged Cummins engine. It's got a 5-speed main and a 3-speed auxiliary. It's one of the first trucks manufactured with an integral sleeper on it. It's got a 24-inch sleeper bunk that's part of the truck that was designed like that. It's got a Jacobs engine brake on it, and it's completely stock, just the way it came, except for the engine brake. It's also got V-belt drive, if you could see it. The rear axle is the drive axle of the 3 axles, and the axle in front of it, the number 2 axle, is actually an idler, and there's a set of V-belts and pulleys between the two that supply power from the rear axle to the front axle.
Well, you know a lot about these trucks. You have a love of them, don't you?
Yes, I'm fortunate that I'm in a business that's also my hobby and vocation.
You and many of the other people here. Let's talk about this white.
Yes, this is actually it was marketed as a white Freightliner. The Freightliner Corporation in Portland started building trucks as a sideline to. They were originally the Consolidated Freightways trucking company, and they started making trucks in the late 40s, and then eventually making trucks got to be so successful that they split the company from just making trucks for their own use to making and selling them for others. White was the folks that marketed the truck for Freightliner. This truck was bought in 1962 new by a company called BBD. It hauled steel from Pittsburgh, California at Southern California, and then loaded north from Fontana, the Kaiser Steel Mill, going north from 1962. It was parked in 78. And from 78 through about 93, it sat idle, and then we restored it. This is got a 10-foot bed on it for hauling extra payload and long overhanging loads like rebar.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing. Again, you have lots of other trucks. You have lots of other antique trucks besides your business trucks?
Yes, I have about 8 antiques.
All right, you certainly do have a love of them. Thank you so much for sharing with us, and enjoy the day here.
Have a good day.
Beautiful.
Thank you for taking this time to tape it, and I hope that your viewers enjoy the tape.
They certainly will.
Okay.
Thanks to you.
Good.
Bye-bye. I have an interesting piece of history to share with you. This is the Marino family. This is Frank Marino and his daughter. What's your name?
Kristen.
Kristen, and a friend, and your name?
Roxanne.
Okay, what's your last name?
Jordan.
Okay, nice to meet all of you. You I haven't met before. We've met all of your other brothers and sisters and I've seen you around town a lot. And what town do you live in?
I live right out here in Shenandoah Valley, about a half-mile down the road.
Okay, now, tell me about this car. It's been in the family a long time or something?
This has been in my wife Cindy's family for a long time. Her great-grandfather acquired it through trading some sheep for it. They used to take the sheep to market in the back seat and in the back box trunk, which is no longer there since rotted away. But was in service with her grandfather until 1963. He drove it to work every day. And in 1970, Cindy's dad went and picked it up and started the restoration project. And since then, it's been passed on to Cindy and I.
Okay, tell me about these pictures down here. Maybe Tom can zoom down if he can see those.
These pictures.
We'll hold them up for Tom. Okay, real still, okay? What is that?
This one here is a postcard from the town of Weot up in Humboldt County. And it has a Model A right in the center of it, and that's one of the reasons why we got that. It's just a small town. The town is no longer there, and we do have the Model A still, though. The town was...
This is the car?
Yes, this is the car that's in the photo there.
Oh, wow.
It
And-
flooded there.
Yeah, this whole town is wiped out totally now. It was wiped out in the floods in 1964.
Okay.
This is a picture of Cindy's great-grandmother in front of the car.
Oh.
So they were the first owners in the family.
Where did the family come from? Were they immigrants?
No, they came, well, her grandparents are, what's the Wailaki
Yeah.
Indian tribe from up in Humboldt County.
Okay.
So that's,
All right.
they've always been here for a while.
Been here for a long time. Okay,
Yeah.
how about the other picture?
This other picture is also the town of Weot, and it has it right over in the far corner. There's a picture of the Model A, and then Cindy's grandfather is actually standing right here talking to this gentleman in the car. So those were postcards that were taken, and we've kind of had them made into pictures so that we can keep those for
They were actually
sharing.
postcards for the town,
Yes,
and
they were.
And your family was it? Why was the family in these postcards?
Well, it's a very, very small town, and they had...
They had everybody turn out for the photo,
that's
so it
right.
looked like the town actually had some inhabitants. Okay,
That's right.
That's interesting. That's fun. All right, tell anything else you'd like to share about the car and this pride of the family.
It's just in the process of being restored right now, and then once we get done with it, it's just a little at a time, kind of nickel and diming it, and we just really enjoy it to take it out and just remember some of the memories of the family. And we're going to pass that on to the rest of the kids, Kristen and my other daughter Jennifer, when they get old enough to.
Okay, now you know quite a bit about this car, don't you?
Some.
Okay, do you want to share anything before we go?
It's a Model A sedan from 1931.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's pretty good. And you, anything else you'd like to share?
I'm very pleased and very happy that I'm going to end up having this.
All right, great. I'm sure the
Pass on.
family
Should be the fifth generation.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure you'll take a lot of pride in it. Thank you so much for sharing, the Marino family and friend.
Yes.
With me is Nick Santamaria from IOWN. Hi, Nick. Good to see you.
Hi, nice seeing you.
And you are still working at Certified Grocers?
I'm still working at Certified Grocers.
Okay, here's another classic example of a guy that drives a truck for a living but still loves trucks and actually bought this one 8 months ago. Tell me about it and why'd you buy it?
Well, I bought it because I like older trucks, and I drive trucks for a living.
You really like your job, don't you?
Yes, I do.
What do you like about driving a truck?
Just being out there on the road, just doing your own thing out there, and
Good. Then you know my brother-in-law, Buck, obviously.
I know Buck. Yes, I know Buck. He
Hi,
works.
Bucky. All right, he got Tom the job at Certified. We've told everybody that, but that's Tom's sister's husband, and they live right in Sutter Creek, Pine Grove area. Okay, so you bought this 8 months ago. It's a 1955.
It's a 1955 GMC. It has a 671 Detroit in it. I'm still working on it, as you see.
Is it something that's just going to take some time?
It's going to take time for me to put it together. Hopefully I'll have it mostly done by the summer.
All right. Can I ask what you paid for it? You don't have to tell me if you don't want it.
Under $2,000.
Under $2,000, really? And what do you think by the time you finish it and restore it, what do you think it'll be worth then?
What I think it will be worth then, I wouldn't really know.
Would you sell it? Would you sell it then?
If the price is right.
Okay. So maybe it'll be worth about $5 or something when you're done?
A little more than that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your next goal or your next project maybe in the next 6 months? What are you going to do to the truck?
Well, hopefully I'll tear it down. I'll put new hoses on and do all the body work and paint it. And
so you're actually working on this in your backyard kind of thing?
it's like a backyard project.
And then do you send this out to get painted by a regular?
No, I'll do all the painting. I do all
the painting yourself?
I do all the work myself.
You can with a sprayer or something?
Mm-hmm.
Really? And it could look as good as some of these out here?
Exactly.
Oh, I didn't know they could do that. All right, so this is your first truck you've owned, antique truck?
This is my first truck I own, antique truck.
Have you owned any antique cars before this?
No, I haven't.
So this is your first major project?
My first major big project.
Are you getting a lot of tips from some of these old timers here that have had trucks?
I have been talking to them.
Oh, good for you.
And they've been giving me a lot of help.
All right.
Finding parts and going how about.
Okay, so how long have you lived here in Amador County now?
6 years.
You like it? You
Yes,
like
we
it?
do.
And you moved from Southern California
Southern
also, like we
California.
did.
Uh-huh.
All right, well, good, Nick. Well, thank you for sharing. It's nice to see you get involved with something like this and bringing it on out here and sharing with the other people.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Thanks, Nick. We're back with Frank Marino and these young ladies because we have one more thing to share, a Plymouth Fire Department truck.
A Plymouth Fire Department truck. This is a truck that we're the proud owners of now. It started its service in, it's a 1951 white. It was purchased by the City of Folsom Fire Department. I started working for the City of Folsom Fire Department in 1985. I was concurrently the fire chief here at Plymouth Volunteer Fire Department. In 1986, they decided they wanted to sell it, and we bought it for the City of Folsom to use as one of our first-line pieces of equipment. It served that purpose for about 5 or 6 years, at which time it was retired out of service. I acquired it in a roundabout way through the City of Plymouth, and I'm currently the owner. We have it out here in Shenandoah Valley. I've been trying to keep it up and restore it. I keep it in my barn there, and it's just a great little showpiece and a lot of fun.
And it actually runs.
It actually runs and pumps and does the whole thing, and I've been collecting pieces and parts for it.
Okay, these pictures, do they show part of what's going on here?
A couple of the pictures here, this is when it was in service in Plymouth. We used to use it as a first-line piece of equipment. This is when it was coming in for a helicopter landing at the little school to pick up some patients from a vehicle accident. This is training drills that we had it on where we were out on pump operations, burning some buildings down.
How many years ago was that?
This appears like it was about 1988.
Okay.
So over here, this is some pictures up at our ranch right now currently, and up in the vineyard, and this was a Christmas
All right.
little ride that we went around Christmas caroling.
Okay, wonderful. So again, this vehicle is going to be kept in the family.
Yes, it is.
Okay, great.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you for
Well,
sharing.
thank you
It's
very
an
much.
interesting story about this vehicle from the Plymouth Fire Department.
Thank you.
Thanks, Frank. Thanks, girls. With me is Don Pereira from Gilroy, California. Hi, nice to meet you.
Same here.
Tell me about this truck. You've got a prime location to show it off. Tell me about it.
Well, I was very fortunate with the prime location. I guess I got here just in time. It's a 1953 LTL Mac, and it worked in California most of its life. The engine is a 275 Cummins engine that is supercharged. And
They still make Cummins engines.
they still make Cummins
in the
engines.
Dodge Ram pickups. And stuff
That's
like
right,
that.
and they still make them for the big trucks.
Wow.
So this particular engine is outdated, but as you just said, they make Cummins engines for everything. I've had the truck about 5 years, and
How did you acquire the truck?
actually I was taking a side route from one freeway to the other, and I saw it in somebody's yard. And, you know, it was parked amongst a bunch of other vehicles, and I had been looking for a LT Mac for a long time, and the person was willing to sell it. So we negotiated for 6 to 8 months, and
You know, that was another gentleman I talked to. It took a long time to negotiate. Would you just keep calling him every few weeks? So what do you think?
actually, he was more of a motivated seller than I was a buyer.
He kept hounding you.
There wasn't hounding.
Really?
I just had to make sure that I really wanted it bad enough for what it was going to cost me.
Can I ask what it cost, or if you don't want to say, you don't have to?
About $20,000.
Okay, all right. Well, some of them run, you know, anywhere from 400 we've heard to just about that. So obviously there's a big price difference in some of these trucks.
Oh, yes.
Did you have to do much to it? Did you paint it and bring it up to par like this?
Actually, someone had done an awful lot of work to the truck about 10 years ago. They did all the heavy work, and the truck then sat for 8 to 10 years outside getting weathered and looking very old and rusty. And so I've probably got 500 hours in bringing it back to what it looks like today. I've done a lot of my personal type of modifications to it to bring it to my standards.
Okay, what do you do with the truck? Do you drive around on the weekends? Do you use it as part of a business, or what do you do with it?
It's mostly a weekend, events like this, maybe a parade. I belong to the Historical Society in Gilroy, and I carry their fire truck on a low bed trailer behind it, and things like that.
Okay, some of the other events that go on with the Historical Society, your group in particular, do you have them in settings like this in a rural area, or do you usually have them in a town, or?
We do have, no, we try to have them in settings like this. As a matter of fact, we are having one at my own ranch in June, and our place is similar backdrop as this is, but in June everything is dry.
Okay,
so yeah, and it'll be the second show this year for us, and we hope to have 50-60 trucks there.
Okay, if people would like to come to that show, can they give us a contact phone number? If people from Amador County would like to come there with their truck, or if they would just like to come and visit, is it open to the public like this one is, or is it a private one?
It's a private one for club members only, and the members get a flyer that talks about that one. It's not a barbecue, it's more of a potluck, so it's a little
a members club.
That's right. It's more of a members only for that one.
Okay, perfect. All right, what do you think of an event like this going on and meeting other truckers and people that have antique trucks? A lot of information you've learned here today?
I learned things about my own truck, which is great. Somebody will point something out and they'll say, "Did you know this?" Or the man over here knows the man that did a lot of the work here.
Oh, how interesting.
And just through talking to people, I learned so much, and I'm open to it. I mean, I have to be, because a guy told me how to tighten up some bolts that'll stop a leak back there, and I go, great.
All right,
Good.
so this is a real place to get some knowledge as well as share some camaraderie.
And to see so many old trucks being saved from the dump, that's a main thing too. I really like to see
You
that.
certainly have a love of old trucks, don't you?
Well, yes.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
And good luck to you.
Cradle me. I am yours. My hands. Yours. My eyes. Yours. My heart. Yours. Cradle me.
The first 5 years of a child's life can impact the rest of their lives. California Children and Families Commission, funded by Prop 10.
Amador Post 108 of the American Legion is building a memorial park for all to enjoy. The fully landscaped park will include a 6-foot-high memorial wall, gazebo, military branch statues, flagpole, and picnic tables. This is your opportunity to join with others in the community to make this park possible by purchasing a brick for the memorial wall. Each brick is $100 and will be engraved with the donor's personal information. Your donation is 100% tax deductible. For information, call 267-0268. Save big on selected outdoor power equipment during Guy Sauce Center's annual spring sale through Saturday, April 26th. Weed trimmers, lawnmowers, garden tractors, chainsaws, pole pruners, blowers, tillers, and more from major lines like Stihl, Honda, Shindawa, Bearcat, and the new line of DR products and more. Come by and try out the newest power equipment on the market with hands-on demos. Don't miss the savings during the annual spring sale, now through Saturday, April 26th. Only at Guy's Saw Center in Pine Grove, across from the Bank of Stockton.
Looks great. Hi, I'm Mark with ABC Auto Glass. Safety and quality comes first at ABC Auto Glass in Martell. Our goal is simple, to be your glass company for life. Convenient, quality service, second to none. Going the extra mile to take care of all of your auto glass replacement and rock chip repair needs. Contact us, we'll do the rest. We process insurance claims directly, offer great cash prices, in-shop, weekend and mobile service. Located next to Burger King, that's ABC Auto Glass, 223-3101.
Don't miss Teen Zone Live, only on cable, only on TSPN. Visit TSPN's website at tspntv.com.
Join us here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning for Amador Live, a live look at Main Street and a cup of coffee.
You're watching TSPN, Amador County's local television network. And now back to Amador This Week's Out and About.
With me is Larry Angiers. Larry, it's nice to see you out here. He's taking a great picture. It's a beautiful truck. You probably have a little sign there.
I'm getting the old Sinclair motor oil sign here. It's pretty neat, all these neat signs and stuff.
And then with the truck in the background.
You got it, that nice old Jimmy there. This is our 4th year coming out here. Actually, 3 years, because 1 year it just rained too hard.
It was like last year. We didn't come out here. I think we saw you the year before.
Yes, I think you did.
You are an awesome photographer, taking lots of pictures. Are you going to enter anything that you take here at the Amador County Fair?
If I ever get a chance to get it done. I'm only backlogged about 3 weeks right now.
Okay, well, I'm sure Ralph Merzlach's checking out your photos because he's going to be looking at what you've got at the fair because I know he submits quite a few. And he always, he has a lot of respect for your photos. And
he does a pretty good job. What we got here?
All right, here's another old truck. Wonderful things happen. Isn't this a beautiful event to film?
Last year, they had a great time. There's an old 1917 FWD down here, and they were having a great time trying to pull people out of the mud.
Oh, fun.
It was fun watching it work.
All right, good. Well, go back to your photos, take a lot of them, and say hi to Carolyn. She's around here somewhere.
Yes, she is.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Because I only have ice for you. Or is it eyes for you? Anyway, here you go. Why don't you close the show?
All right. For now, this is Sue Slavik from the Kirkland Ranch for the historic truck show going on here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
So you're particular. You want shade when you need it, and sun when you want it. Amador Fireside Center now has more than just awnings. They have the elegant, versatile, durable, and economical Sun Air retractable awnings. These manual or motorized awnings are custom made for any size patio or deck. Choose from an array of colors and hundreds of styles. Protect your family and friends from the sun's harmful rays. And right now, Amador Fireside Center will install free. Give Amador Fireside Center a call to enjoy your patio instead of avoiding it.
The pride of the Mexican culture is reflected in the artistry of its beautifully handcrafted creations. Two Gringas and a Mexican are proud to bring these fine, unique handicrafts to you. Items such as rustic furniture, pottery and iron for the garden, blown glass, jewelry, clothing, ceramics, and much more. Layaway and gift certificates are available. That's Two Gringas and a Mexican working hard to bring the spirit of Mexico to you. Located in the Big Orange Building at 12496 Depot Road in Martel.
Visit TSPN's website at tspntv.com.
Join us here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning for Amador Live. A live look at Main Street and a cup of coffee.
You're watching TSPN, Amador County's local television network. And now back to Amador This Week's Out and About.
Gone away is the blue
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. La 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 la, la 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 la. It's 7 days to vacation, 7 days to vacation, 7 days to vacation. Ha 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 ha. It's 6 more days to vacation, 6 more days to vacation, 6 more days to vacation. Ha 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 ha. It's 5 more days to vacation, 5 more days to vacation, 5 more days to vacation. Ha 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 ha. It's 4 more days to vacation, 4 more days to vacation, 4 more days to vacation. Ha 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 ha. It's 3 more days to vacation, 3 more days to vacation, 3 more days to vacation. Ha 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 ha. It's 2 more days to vacation, 2 more days to vacation, 2 more days to vacation. Ha 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 ha. It's 1 more day to vacation, 1 more day to vacation, 1 more day to vacation. Ha 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 ha. Yula yula, yula yula, out of school, yula yula, yula yula, out of school, holiday.
And now, Rich. And now, Rich Hoffman with Amador County Local News. Only on cable, only on TSPN, your local television network.
Or potentially could open in Plymouth. The weather, road conditions, and a look at your community calendar. All that coming up right after this.
As Coldwell Banker celebrates its 90th year in business, it's good to know what makes us the most trusted name in real estate. It's very simple. It's our 36 trained professionals. Let our agents show you what hundreds of satisfied buyers and sellers already know. Whether it's here in our Jackson office next to the Bank of America, or our Pioneer office in the Buckhorn Plaza, or in downtown Sutter Creek on Highway 49 across from the Aparicio Hotel. We're your friends and neighbors, Coldwell Banker Award Realtors, making real estate real easy.
Take some of the work out of those big cleanup jobs. Call ACES today, and they will deliver and pick up either the 3-yard porta-bin or, for those bigger jobs, the 20-yard debris box. It's easy. Call ACES at 296-2237. ACES Waste Services. your residential and commercial waste collection and recycling leader.
Formula V racing is fast and exciting. It's a safe adrenaline rush, racing these cars at speeds over 100 miles an hour.
We live safety on the track, and safety isn't only for driving. We need to keep our environment safe from used oil.
Racetracks like Sears Point and Laguna Seca provide recycling centers on site for us to use. Amador County has used oil recycling centers for you.
Join us in our recycling efforts. Take your used oil to a recycling center near you or call 1-800-CLEANUP.
When we race to win.
When we recycle, we all win.
Sponsored by Amador County and the Rural Counties Environmental Services, JPA, and funded by a grant from the California Integrated Waste Management Board. Don't miss Teen Zone Live, only on cable, only on TSPN. And now back to local Amador County news with Rich Hoffman. Only on cable, only on TSPN, your local television network.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this news broadcast on TSPN. First up, a hazardous weather warning for today. Strong Pacific weather system moving through Northern California is bringing significant precipitation to the North State. Snow levels will drop during the day today, and periods of heavy snow will occur over the higher elevations. A winter storm warning remains in effect for this morning over the northern mountains and for the remainder of today over the Sierra. Well, to our top story today, a Jackson man, Jimmy Goodall, 49, arrested yesterday for a lewd act, allegedly pleasuring himself in a vehicle in plain view of passersby. According to Jackson Acting Chief Scott Morrison, a woman reported at 9:11 a.m. yesterday morning that a man was in his vehicle on a trail crossing the Jackson Cemetery, allegedly masturbating. According to the report, she was concerned about the driver as she approached the car from the rear as he was in a somewhat slumped over position. As she passed by, she noticed that his pants were down around his ankles and he was involved in a lewd act. The report continues that he seemed unfazed by her presence. She reported that in the area she had noticed both a girl walking by as well as another woman with her dog. Police, with a description of the vehicle and the man, pulled the vehicle over on southbound Main Street here in Jackson. In the vehicle, police found stuffed animals, toys, and candy, as well as a knife and pornography. Goodall, who is not a registered sex offender, was booked into jail yesterday and released on his own recognizance. Plymouth could be the first town within Amador County to have a Native American casino within its city limits. That is, if the Ione Band of Miwok exercise their option to buy the Shenandoah Inn and the surrounding 300 acres upon which it sits. Representatives of the Ione Band and County Supervisor Mario Biaggi took a tour of the proposed development last week, which, if it were to come to fruition, it would be the county's third proposed casino. According to Dick Moody, a consultant for the Ione Band, this is one of a couple of locations the tribe is exploring. The Ione Band of Miwoks is a federally recognized landless tribe, said Moody. This gives them the option to seek out a piece of property and file to put the land into trust with the federal government. Backing the band financially is the Icon Group, a private venture capital firm out of Biloxi, Mississippi. As far as the scope of the project, Moody said that would be driven by the environmental evaluation process. There are two ways to go on this project, Moody said: a casino-only type operation or a destination resort that includes a casino. Both would include a casino the size of which is similar to Jackson Rancheria: 200 slot machines, 40 to 50 gaming tables, restaurants, entertainment, etc. As far as the impacts to the already strapped county, according to Biaggi, he plans to discuss this at the next Board of Supervisors meeting Tuesday, April 29th at 9 a.m. at the John C. Begovich Building at 500 Argonaut Lane. Cafe Villa de Oro played host to over 50 people that turned out for the kickoff rally for the 2003 Relay for Life. The meeting was organized and emceed by Relay chairperson Ginger Rolfe, who co-chaired last year's Relay, which brought in over $100,000 last September. The meeting began with a social hour at 5 p.m., hors d'oeuvres prepared by the Cafe Viadoro staff, which donated their time to the kickoff party, and Deborah Burdick, along with employee Crystal Rowe, ensured that all were able to enjoy the plentiful goodies and contemporary or complimentary iced tea. I'm sure it was contemporary iced tea as well. Jerry and Deborah